never seen a face as beautiful as yours, for sure. I don't wanna keep the public waiting. I'm not gonna hold you back no more. Beautiful girl, I know you're a beautiful girl. I know. You're a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl.
Hi everybody, happy Thursday. I hope you're all staying warm and safe at home. We are under lots of ice and snow here in Nashville and it's freezing. And I hope if you're in Texas, I hope you're staying warm and I hope you have power. This has just absolutely been an unbelievable week weather-wise, so I hope everybody's okay. I've wanted to do a show for a really long time about proportion and about balance. And I thought this was a great time to do it while we're all sort of still on hiatus kind of from life. So I have a lot of thoughts about it that I've wanted to share for a long time, and I thought that this would be a fun thing to do. So the first thing I want to say about balance and proportion is I think we all have our different issues with our figures that we're dealing with, whether it's, big boobs, no boobs, big hips, no hips, long legs, short legs. I have really little shoulders. I have a really wide hip. I have long legs. I'm very short-waisted. And unless you're like super, super, uber tiny skinny or really tall and skinny like a supermodel, chances are really good that you have a lot of challenges. And so I wanted to talk about hopefully as many of those challenges that I can possibly cover today. So the first thing that I want to say is I firmly believe that an A-line anything is pretty much anybody's best friend. So you can be like an A-line skirt can be, you can be tall, short, you can carry weight in your gut, you can have no weight in your gut, you can carry it all in your ass and your hips. Whatever it is, an A-line is generally everybody's best friend, generally speaking. Even if it's just, a really straight skirt, but with a slight A-line at the bottom, that's gonna like fool the looker, fool the eye. It tricks, it becomes an optical illusion. And so rather than a really straight skirt on somebody like me who's got big hips, I like to wear something with a little bit of flair because it creates this nice line, and then it creates an illusion that my sort of legs kind of go all the way up forever, which is very, very helpful for me because I'm 5'2". So that's the first thing I wanted to say was A-line is your best friend, and it doesn't matter if it's a shirt, bottoms, a dress, a jacket, anything with A-line is gonna really make an impactful, either subliminal, slightly obvious, or really obvious, clear, helpful line for you. So that's the first thing. And I put a bunch of pictures together with you with the Wizard of Oz, Kelly Lynott, to kind of go through these pictures today and talk about looks. So we'll put the first slide up, if you would, Kelly. Okay, so this is a slightly, I did this lightweight kind of t-shirt weight hoodie sweatshirt, which is what she's wearing. And it's got a band here. And I put it with this during the photo shoot thinking that it would be like a slam dunk. But to me, it's not a slam dunk because she's got this kind of like flowy thing on the bottom. And I think the balance that comes into play here is that she's got flowy on the bottom and she's got a little flowy on top. I would have liked it better with something really clean and fitted on top. And also when you're thinking about your body in proportion, okay, imagine that from your neck down is 100%. It's just a mathematical number. It's just, this is your canvas of 100%. So what you don't want to do is chop your 100% into 50 and 50 because that's going to dwarf you. It's going to make you look heavier than you are, and none of us want that. So what you want to do is either you know, if you have like long on the bottom, if you're wearing like really high-waisted pants, those are back in style. One of the reasons like a crop top looks so great with those is because the proportion, right? From the waist down, you might have like 60 or 70% and then 40 or 30% on the top. So that creates balance. Just remember, you don't want to cut yourself in half. You don't want to do 50-50. Even if you do like 60 of a top, and like I'm doing a cropped pant, so that actually works on me because I'm 5'2", got about a 3-inch heel on, and because I have a cropped pant on and a longer top, I'm sort of like, I'm kind of bringing the percentage together. I'm not really separating so much, but I'm bringing it together. And that to me looks very, very balanced. So Kelly, if you put up the next slide. Okay, so the same exact top, but we cleaned her up on the bottom. You can clearly see that the top is probably like, I would say it's 35% and 65% on the bottom. So balance-wise, everything to me about this photograph works, this outfit. You know, she's got a little bit of looseness on the top upstairs, and everything else is clean from there down. So that to me is a winning looking outfit. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay, so I reviewed these big, beautiful double silk Georgette tops a few weeks ago. I don't know if you watched that video, but you can also go back and look at it. But I was really in the photo shoot, I thought that for sure it would look great with the cropped pant. And it's not that I don't think it looks really good, because I think it's an interesting top. I think that because the cropped flare pants on the bottom are a very streamlined, you know, fitted legging, and you have all this beautiful flow. So when she walks, you do have balance. But if you go to the next slide, Kelly, when we put the big top on with the long pants again, that was way more balanced to me. And I think just bringing that hemline of the pants down, you know, just kind of like, we got that extra percentage that we really, really needed. And we've got that long line of skinny streamline with the balance of the floaty top. So for me, that's much more of, that's a much cleaner look and also a much more effective look. You know, I think when we women dress, we have so many different things that we dress for. And I mean, I can tell you for sure that when I get dressed up and I make an effort, the first ones to notice are my girlfriends every single time, which is I'm so grateful for it. I can't tell you. But so when you actually do go to the effort, it's just depending on what kind of an outing you're taking. If it's dinner, if it's a dinner party, if it's dinner at a restaurant, or if it's like you know, a really big event. Fundraisers, you know, where you have to be more and more dressy, you definitely want to feel like you've got it together. Not just, you know, maybe your best color, but you do want to feel like you've got your proportions down and that your outfit is truly in balance. Because it's all, there's so many moving parts. It's just, you know, we want it to wind up being a work of art, and then you leave the house. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so this is, again, these cropped flare leggings, which are wonderful, by the way. You pull them on, they're like an instant girdle, and they're really, really comfortable. And that little flare at the bottom of her pant is super, super helpful because, again, we're creating that little A-line that tricks the mind. And so just that little A-line at the bottom of the pants gives your leg a skinnier look. So that's a wonderful thing. We got her a nice fitted tunic for this. This is a fleece tunic. It's lovely. It's like that beautiful, soft, you know, cozy cashmere-like stuff. And that tunic, I don't think you can see it, but it's got this huge slit up the side. And that slit releases the tension around the middle and around the hips, which is usually where we women need it most. So I like this because it's a similar outfit to what I'm wearing. It's a long tunic with a shorter pant, and it kind of like brings the whole equation. It kind of like compartmentalizes it a little bit better, and I think it works. And with the scarf on it, creating, again, line, 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 drape, elegant. I think it's beautiful. I think it works. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay, so these pants were great because, you know, when we did these at, you know, kind of peak pandemic during July, we printed all these things for spring. This is, the pants she's wearing are really just a pull-on wide leg pant. And we did this in, the fabric that she's wearing is this French terry. And the French terry wound up being really this kind of like bungee cords, kind of like spongy, stretchy stuff. So it did amazing things on the body. I'm always amazed when we put stuff on her and it doesn't look like, you know, completely friggin' perfect immediately. And so this was, you know, my girls in the studio actually printed these pants the wrong way because I never really wanted to do dots going across. I think, you know, stripes, pattern that's going from side to side can make you look bigger. But anyway, there we were, and we printed them the wrong way, and we had to take the picture. So I put it on her with this just nice little crop top. And again, here you got what, 70-30 or 75-25 on the top. And so this to me is a slam dunk. I think that this is just gorgeous. And also, I like, you know, from a pattern point of view and the perspective of an artist, you know, I think like the 70s and, you know, boho chic and a bohemian look, a lot of times can really kind of take a nosedive off of a cliff because it really is, you have to be careful. You know, she's got this wild pattern on the bottom. So you want to simplify it on top. You know, you don't want to have anything competing. The only one I know who can do that in the world is Jonathan Brooks. She can wear a pattern with crazy pattern because she's so skinny. And also, it's that, you know, that boldness, that audacity, that willing to, you know, not just dream about it, but to walk out of your house leaving that, to be wild and funky and love that. And she loves color and she loves pattern, she loves print. So I think with this, it works because we kept it simple on top. You know, boho, if you have too much pattern and then too much pattern, maybe you have flow and too much flow, for me, the whole thing gets lost. And again, it brings me back home to the importance of balance. You know, be wild, be colorful, but figure it out so that you are balancing and it's not so over the top that really the look just becomes lost. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay, so these are my hoodie sweatshirts. This is my classic hoodie. This was the first hoodie that I did, and we did a couple years ago. And this one is a little bit big on her, but I think, again, she's got it on with the, these are the long flare pants. It's fitted. They're really kind of like Spanx without, you know, the pain of a girdle. But I wanted to show you this one just because it's a casual look, but still it's a little bit loose on top, so we tightened it up on the bottom. And that's about the most I think you can do before you really start to chop yourself in half. Like for me, this look with the purple sweatshirt, she's like kind of like just pushing the envelope of what's gonna work. You know, when you're like Michelle Pfeiffer, you don't always get dressed up and you don't always want to be over the top, but you still want to look put together with whatever it is that you're wearing. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay, so this was an interesting thing too. This was back to the first photo I showed you. This is a sweatshirt and it has this ribbed band here. So me personally, if I had done the band like a little bit, the band is about this wide, but if I had doubled the band and made it like this wide, then I'd wear it and then it would really almost look like a crop top. So I wanted to show this picture because for me and my taste, this is not like the greatest looking outfit in terms of silhouette and silhouette. I love the color. I love the turquoise. I think it looks good on so many women. I love the pattern. I'm crazy about it. But it really is a more casual look, and it wasn't my favorite. I just wanted to show that to you. So next slide, Kelly. Okay, so this one is very interesting. I specifically wanted to show this because of of two reasons. So the top is my boat neck long sleeve t-shirt that I've done for years. And this is an A-line top that she's wearing. And from the armpit down, it's not straight. It's the slightest A-line, okay? And that is the reason that I think that this shirt has sold so well for so many years for me. I did a really fitted sleeve. So rather than doing an arty shirt that looks boxy, right, I wanted to make it A-line because I knew that that would help the vast majority of women. And I knew that when they put that top on, that if they had any extra weight, that it would immediately peel at least 10 pounds off of them. And I kept the sleeve tailored, and I kept that armhole right under, like jammed up in the armpit, because it gives it a more slimming look, truthfully speaking, than having too much fabric and too much room. I think, you know, like, create the line, go for it. It doesn't matter if you're a size 14, 16, or 18, but wear stuff that fits. The more fabric that we have just swimming around, if it doesn't have really a good line to the garment, I think it's going to get lost on us. I think we look frumpy. I think we look like we're swimming in fabric. So I put this one on the show today because this skirt also is an A-line, but the skirt is really, it has this trumpet bottom, okay? So at the bottom, you have this really big sweep. You see it? It's like a trumpet shape, okay? It's a big bell. Goes way out. Okay, there you go. So when you put this on, you know, you get a lot of really great weight. You get all that extra weight that's in that sweep at the bottom, and it really helps to pull the body down and give it a nice straight line. It's lengthening. It's helpful on, you know, the legs. It's helpful on the hips. It's helpful on the tush. But this skirt with this top that I did, I think doesn't quite do it for me. I thought, you know, and this is the most gorgeous girl in the world with the most beautiful figure, and she can pretty much make anything work. And if I saw her in Whole Foods, I wouldn't say, oh, that's, you know, wrong, and she's almost at 50-50, but it really, it just doesn't, it doesn't sing to me the way that I think it should. So let's look at the next slide, and I'll show you some comparisons. Okay, this is the same exact cut skirt that she's wearing with a crop top. Already it looks so much better to me, I can't even tell you. So we've got, like, I think we're at 60-40 with her right now, and for me this works. It just looks so much better. And then the next slide, Kelly. Okay, and even better, even more cropped. And I wanted specifically to show you this picture because if you look at it very carefully, you can maybe see a 1/4 of an inch of her skin, okay? So that is really, I did not want, you know, people's tummies sticking out. That wasn't the look that I was going for, but I think that this is absolutely beautiful and works, and I would be delighted if I passed her in Whole Foods. I'd be so happy. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay, and again, the same skirt, same style skirt with a longer tunic, which does that thing that I'm wearing now, which kind of compacts it a little bit more. Also, this tunic that she's wearing has that side slit that I was telling you about. Very big side slit, right? So that's just a lovely, elegant, draped thing. All it's doing is creating line for her. It's just lovely and lengthening. And let's go one slide further, Kelly. Okay, and then the scarf on it, which again, just is just creating line. It's just making you look longer and taller without being too encumbered. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay, so this is a really interesting top, and I want to talk a little bit about design here. So I put this line, the black line between the pink and the green, deliberately up kind of like just above the empire line. So me, I'm short-waisted. And anytime I wear anything with an empire line, like me just putting my hands there, I think makes me look taller. It's really different than if I put my hands here. So do you see that? So by creating this illusion of this line up here, we're making her legs look like they're 20 feet long, which is totally amazing. And it's simply an optical illusion, because when you put that accent of design up near the face, the eye will naturally go up. So you're going to look at the chick up here, not the chick here, and not the chick here. So we're intentionally directing traffic of the eye to go up here. So that was one thing I wanted to say. The top that she's wearing is a one-size crew neck t-shirt. You can see it completely clears the crotch. It's not a long t-shirt, it's a tunic. Like, it's at the top of the thigh, completely covers the bum in the back, and it's got a very big armhole here. So right here is when it starts to come out about. So it's a very comfortable thing. Anybody can wear this. From a size 0 up into a size 16 comfortably. And then I did a plus size version of that. And a size 18 and 20 very comfortably can wear that. And again, it's just a beautiful, simple garment. It's got great weight. It will help you define and give you a line and create length for you. And then the pants are the pull-on long flare pant, again, with a slight boot leg at the bottom, which again really is helpful in creating length. So I love this outfit. Let's look at the next slide. Okay, so this is, and then go right back to the one before, Kelly, and then come right back to this. Okay, perfect. So this is, again, this tunic that I just showed you, which is not the oversized, the one-size tunic that she was just wearing, but they look very, very similar. But this is a more tailored piece. And again, we have the same pants on, but we put a very high heel pump on. And you see how immediately, again, we're just creating length, just beautiful length. Love it. Beautiful. Next slide, Kelly. Okay. So this was a lovely little dress that we did, and it's got this shearing on the side, which gives it these nice sort of like ripples of fabric here. And then from the waist up, I wanted to do a little bit of a looseness. So I hope you can see that in the photo. But rather than make it sort of just this tight kind of hoochie mama dress, I wanted to, convey the feeling of it being a little bit more relaxed and a little more casual, because the dress is a mini dress. It's a sexy little thing. So this I really love, because I feel like it is a sexy dress, but it's kind of like approachable, and it's not just so intimidating that it's all skin tight. So the next slide, we put that cardigan on with her. And again, the proportion is so great, because that's a short little dress, but the cardigan is long, and it's this great evening out. If we had put her in fancy heels, that would be a whole different thing yet again. So she's got the Birkenstock sandals with it, which clearly is, signifying that it's signaling it's casual, it's approachable, it's just an easy thing. But I think you could easily put a dressy shoe or a strappy sandal with it, and it would be fabulous. Beautiful. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay, and one of my all-time favorite, this is this huge, huge sweatshirt that I know I did. This is the cotton one. You're looking at the fleece. So this is, again, just a nice A-line piece that she's wearing. And we put it with this cropped flare legging, which, if you can see, again, it's good that it's fitted on the bottom, because the top is voluminous. There's a lot of fabric in these pieces. And I wanted people to be comfortable. I wanted them to feel good. I wanted them to get a little bit of warmth, but mainly just be a comfy, cozy, and that sort of like, that kind of like college co-ed, like, no big deal, easy thing. So, but with the fitted pants on the bottom, again, I think it brings it back to being balanced. I love how this looks. Let's look at the next slide and compare. So this one, she's got a sweat pant, a jogger on, and we pulled it up so it's a little bit cropped on her. I don't like it anywhere near as much as I like the one prior. Let's go back. Kelly, you read my mind. So yeah, see, to me, this just looks so much better. Okay, next slide, and then the next slide. Okay, so this is the jogger. pulled up and cropped, and with the little cardigan over it, I think is really, really a nice balance. That works for me. I think that's great. Let's look at the next slide. Okay, so going back to my not favorite sweatshirt with the band here. Okay, so I mean, I think it looks perfectly acceptable, but it's not my favorite, and it's not it's not my favorite because it's not the strongest look. It's not making her body and her figure look the best that it can possibly look. And I realize that there are all different outfits for all different occasions, and maybe she doesn't want to like just completely friggin' wow them, but this is not my favorite. I just wanted to show it to you. Next slide. Okay, so this I absolutely love. To me, this sweatshirt is kind of like the unsung hero of all the new loungewear pieces that I did. First of all, I think that there's three things going on here. There's fabric, there's cut, and there's design. I absolutely love the fabric. It's that French terry that I started working with, which is like, again, it's got this bungee sponge to it. So putting it on the body, it's like, it's amazing. It doesn't just sit there. It does really kind of wonderful things for it. It's lightweight, and at the same time, it actually gives really great drape, and there's a little bit of slinkiness to the fabric, which is always gorgeous on the body. And I love that it's got this raw edge here. We didn't put a hem on it. I wanted to keep it kind of like, you know, like a little trendier, a little funkier. And then I love that the stripes are going this way in the body and up and down on the sleeve. I love that. So for me, this whole thing really works. And again, it's good that the pants have been pulled up and that are cropped a little, because this is cropped. But I think you're still at like, to me, she still looks at 60-40. So it works. It's got balance. Next slide. Okay. So my absolute least favorite outfit of the photo shoot. There was one other that equaled this for me that was just so horrible when we put it, you know, it's stunning when you put something on her and you're actually not only are you not wowed, but you're like, oh no, that's not good. So, you know, these are a wide leg pull-on pants. You know, they're really like sort of a fancy pajama pant, right? It's my t-shirt fabric, so it's got all that same amazing great weight and drape while being lightweight. It's got a 1/2-inch elastic. I mean, you couldn't possibly get a more comfortable, easy garment. And this is this t-shirt sweatshirt that has that band right there. And everything about this just was screaming no. I couldn't stand it. I just hate how it looks. I think it cuts her. And she is 5'7½". She's got nice long legs. She's very, very well proportioned, pretty evenly proportioned. Let's look at the next slide. And like already I feel so much better just looking at that. I mean, like all is right with the world again. I can take pretty much anything now. So again, you have A-line on top, and the pants do have an A-line at the bottom. And even though this is now a ton of fabric, for me, it just works. And it works so much better than the one before, which, let's go back to that for 1 second. Like, this is dwarfing her. It's not doing her any favors. And to me, I don't really care that she's skinny and can wear whatever she wants, because if I saw her at Whole Foods, I'd be like, I would think she's beautiful. I would love the color of what she was wearing, but there would be something about this that bothers me. And that's it. Yes, so this is so much better. And let's look at the next slide also. Yeah, this is the classic hoodie sweatshirt. Again, it's just relaxed. It creates a nice A-line. It's easy. You want to be comfortable. You still want to look fabulous. I don't know. I think it looks great. It's beautiful. I'm happy with that. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay. So again, this was, I think this worked because we pulled up her pants a little bit. They have this ribbing at the bottom, and the ribbing is, you know, it's tighter, so you can, it's tighter, but it's not like tight elastic. It's not like a sock that's too tight. But you can kind of place those joggers where you want. So you can wear them full length, or you can wear them a little bit cropped. And cropped works with this better because of the length of the cardigan. it kind of compacts that percentage again. Okay, next slide, Kelly. So much better than the prior. Like, to me, this is starting to look a little, not my favorite. She's starting to look a little dumpy, a little frumpy. Okay, next slide. Okay, so, you know, everybody's favorite brat here wearing that outfit. It's okay. I think it's great. I think she's a gorgeous girl, and if I saw her wearing this in Whole Foods, I'd go, wow. But let's look at the next slide. Again, so much better already. Just like a simple, elegant line. You know, you have a little bit of looseness in the t-shirt, so it's not like, you know, we're looking for a spandex outfit here. But you can clearly see that she has a lovely figure. And it's all streamlined. And I like that we kind of tucked it in a little bit. And again, you do have balance. You know, we're not quite at 50-50, so it just works. To me, it just works. Looks good. Next slide. Okay. And this again, I probably would prefer to see this sweatshirt with that cropped flare legging. I would like that a little bit better because it would kind of clean her up a little bit while letting the, you know, the sweatshirt sing, because it's a little bit looser and it has that kind of slouchy vibe, and you don't want to mess with that. That's the focal point of that outfit. Okay, next slide. Okay, and again, bringing the pant up, cropping it because of the length of the cardigan works. I think that works, and it's beautifully balanced. I think the colors are gorgeous. I think that sings. Okay, next slide, Kelly. Okay, so this dress is very, very similar to that trumpet skirt that I was showing you. It's got a very wide, broad A-line at the bottom. So at the bottom, it has all this extra weight of fabric that really is just beautiful and lengthening and slimming on the body. And again, we put that optical illusion of that empire line, which really does make her look nice and long, and focusing the eye up on that pretty pink and up on the face. Okay, next slide. And then the scarf, which just simple, put it on, wear it long, you know, don't get too crazy. I mean, it just gives a vibe, nice elegance, and creates length. Okie dokie. Next slide. Okay. Oh, so this again is, let me just look at that. I can't see what I'm looking. Okay. So that is, again, that banded sweatshirt that I did that I really only like with the clean long pants. Next slide. So much better. To me, that's so much better instantly. Lovely. Next slide, Kelly. Even better, right? So we've got like, what do we have? 70 and 30. I think it works. I think it's beautifully balanced, comfortable, approachable. Really a sweet little outfit. Okay, next slide. Okay, yeah, there it is. You guys all know what it is. So again, how do we dwarf the prettiest girl in the world? This is how. Okay, so let's show the next slide, Kelly. Oh, don't you feel so much better looking at that? Go back. Yeah, and now go back. Okay, so here we have this beautiful 75% or 70% and 30%, just a skosh of tummy showing, but an easy, casual, same fabric on the top, same as the bottom, nice flowy t-shirt fabric, beautiful, elegant, simple line, no-brainer, works. Next slide, Kelly. Are we done? And we're done. Okay, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions about balance and proportion, feel free to shout out. You can also book a Zoom with me still for a half hour, Annie@AnnieTurbin.com. And I really appreciate you tuning in. Thanks so much and have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe and warm and healthy.